So the word of Yahudah, tell all the people in the land, he's telling Zechariah, tell the priests. He says, execute true judgment. Judges, priests, exercise truth in all your ways. Show mercy and compassion to every person, all your brothers and sisters. We are all related. Don't oppress anyone. The widows, the fatherless, the stranger who you don't know. Give them their rights. The poor people, leave them alone. Don't imagine any evil against other people in your heart. Now, way back when, our people refused to listen to Yahudah. That's what he told us a long time ago. We pulled away the shoulder, we stopped up our ears so we could not hear. Well, we made our hearts just as stubborn as a stone so that we could not hear the Torah and the words which Yahudah of the oath sent in his Ruach, or spirit, by all of the former prophets. And what happened was, there came a great wrath from Yahudah, a great wrath. He spread us amongst all the nations. We don't even know who we are, and we're living in oppression by the other people, being oppressed by them, who they act wickedly as well. But if we don't act uprightly, Father will not help us. So we need to walk uprightly so that he will protect us. Meanwhile, the oppressors and the other wicked people who are not the bloodline that is doing this right now, although they could because they are brothers, but they can walk uprightly too, and they can be saved. So this goes to all of you in the high places. All of you kings, you need to walk uprightly and exercise true judgment, truth. That way you can be spared. You know, Yahudah cried out to us with that information, and we would not hear. So when this calamity, which is assuredly on its way and has arrived, when it comes and you cry out to him, he's not going to hear us. He's not going to hear you. He says, I was jealous for Sion with a great jealousy. I was jealous with her with great fury, but he is returned to us. He's going to dwell in the midst of us in Jerusalem. And that's not just Jerusalem over in the Middle East. That is all in America, all over the world we're scattered. He says, Jerusalem, which is our people. That's the name of our cities, our families. It shall be called the city of truth, and the mountain of Yahudah of the oath will be the holy mountain. He says there will be old men and old women in the streets, and every man with his staff in his hand, a walking stick, just because they're so old. The streets of the cities will be full of boys and girls playing in peace, having a good time. He says, as I bring my people together, as I bring that flock together, they're going to dwell in the midst of Jerusalem in his ways. That's dwelling in Jerusalem and dwelling in Yahudah. That means to dwell in his ways, to live unto him. That's dwelling in Yahudah. He says, they shall be my people, and I will be their Elohim, their Father in heaven, in truth and in righteousness. He says, let your hands be strong. That means don't give up. Fight the wicked and try to be righteous. Anytime you get a wicked thought, fight it. Let your hands be strong. If you can hear this in these days, these are the words by the mouths of the prophets that were in the old days, when the foundation of the house of Yahudah was laid, that the temple might be built. Before those days, they had troubles too. They couldn't get a job. There was no hire for anyone. There was no peace between anyone because of the affliction. He set every man against his neighbor. Well, he's doing that now. We need to pay attention. He says, behold, now I won't be the same way to the remnant of this people as I have been in the former days. This is when we become more righteous. Like right now, let's be righteous. Because the seed will be prosperous and it'll give its fruit. The ground will give its increase. The heavens will give their due. He's going to cause the remnant of the people to possess all these things, to have a good life. But you got to be righteous, diligently righteous, continually righteous forever. That protects the earth from all the wickedness. If we walk in righteousness, his Ruach goes forward, his Yeshua goes forward across the earth and smites wickedness where it stands. You have to do it for the other people. That allows them not to be tempted as much. They're counting on us to be righteous so they don't get tempted to be wicked. It's hand in hand. They need us to be righteous so they can be saved. It'll come to pass that as you were a curse among the heathen, O house of Yahudah and house of Yasharal, I will save you, and you will now be a blessing. See? Don't be afraid. Let your hands be strong, though. It is some work to focus on this. This is what Yahudah says. Just like I thought about punishing you when your fathers provoked me to wrath because they disobeyed everything he said, following the Torah, doing truth and justice and righteousness continually, following his son Yahusha. They changed the names and everything. Well, he was provoked to wrath and he did not stop, so he repented not of that wrath. But he says, now, so again have I thought in these days to do well unto Jerusalem and the house of Yahudah. He says, fear ye not. These are the things you should do. Here's how you need to behave. Speak every man the truth to his neighbor. Tell the truth. Execute true judgment. Execute the judgment of truth and peace in your gates. Judges, kings, bosses, be honest. Let none of you imagine evil in your heart against your neighbors. Don't foment bad ideas against people in your heart. Fight that. Love no false oath. Don't battle up against somebody just because one of your friends says, let's hate this guy or this girl. Don't become an oath keeper with somebody who's doing wickedness. All these things Yahudah hates. Now, when this is all accomplished, and it is being accomplished as we speak, there will come a time, in those days, 10 men will come out of all kinds of nations and languages, 10 different languages. They'll grab a hold of the clothing of a person that is a Yehudi, somebody who dwells in Yahudah, which means somebody who obeys the Torah and Besorah. That's the Old and New Testament. That is your Yehudi. That's a person from Yahudah. And what they'll do is they'll grab that person, they'll say, we are going to go with you because we have heard that Yahudah is with you. Obey our Father. Let's heal the earth, everyone.